JE fam. Look y'all, so we're back with another video. I know it's been a minute. We're trying to get more consistent with posting, y'all. So the semester is actually over, so we have a little bit of free time to make more videos, to edit more, stuff like that, to spend more time with YouTube. So we're trying to take advantage of that. Thank y'all for bearing with us. Today we're gonna be making a video kind of about the challenges of being in an interracial couple. We've made one or two videos previously kind of on the same topic, but we've been getting a lot of DMs and questions about tips and advice, stuff like that, and like what do we face being in an interracial relationship. So we wanted to make another video just kind of talking about our experience and the challenge that we go through.
Especially since we have a lot of new subscribers. Yeah. But y'all, since it was my birthday, Evan bought me this wig, so this is my new wig and it's short.
I did good, huh? I did good, huh?
Evan bought this wig.
I think it looks really good on
Hold on,
your
y'all
short
can't
look.
see it, like, here. Okay, look, now y'all can see it. No capes, no capes. It's like a bob. Okay, yeah. Like
she never really wore like bob wigs, but I wanted to switch it up, you know, get her something different. So I think I did good, you know.
Oh, look at that. Y'all see this? Comment if y'all like this.
I chose the density, the length, the part, all that, you know what I mean? I didn't know what I was looking through. I just guessed, but it came out good.
Step one of interracial, like as soon as you date somebody, like
that's step one, huh? That's one challenge. I had to figure that out.
Y'all, Evan, this video, honestly, we don't really know how this video gonna go. It's gonna be funny, it's gonna be serious, it's gonna be both, because we're funny, serious people. So like, I feel like, y'all, it's so funny to me that Evan knows about wigs now, and like about the weave stores, the beauty supply stores and stuff, because before me, did you ever think that you would buy like your girlfriend a wig? No. And like,
I thought wigs were for old ladies. Like when you start going bald, like you wear a wig.
Like, did you even ever think about like weaves and wigs and like braids and stuff?
No, not really.
Like extensions and sew-ins, clipping, like.
I didn't know anything about any of that, you know.
Like, I know most of our subscribers are African American Black women. So, you know, we all know about beauty supply stores, hair stores. There's one on literally every corner, no matter really where you go. And it's funny because we live in, like, where Evan's from is New Orleans. So, New Orleans has a lot of beauty supply stores. Like, there's like one literally on every corner. But Evan never seen one before. Like
I've seen it, but
you never it's never stood out to you.
Yeah, I just knew it was a beauty store. But I've never been in one.
But like,
I didn't really know.
Do you think like once you started dating me, that you would see them more?
Yeah, probably so. Because I had no reason to go in one. And now, like, I go in them pretty often. Just little stuff that you think about. Really, if I wasn't dating a Black woman, I never, you know. Yeah. That's part of it. Like, it's definitely a big part of it. Stuff that I don't even know. Like, just for example, now the products I use, Jory put me on. You know, white people don't really moisturize like Black people do. You know what I mean? So Jory's like, you don't want crack, you don't want to swipe.
They don't know what swipe means.
Look, y'all, Black don't crack, so white don't swipe. That's just what I came up with. But it's you know what I mean. But I'm trying to avoid swiping. So I've been using like cocoa butter, the stuff that Jory puts me on.
They don't know what swipe is.
So look.
This is so stupid. This is Evan's.
You know, Black don't crack, right? You don't really look old. Well, white don't swipe. You ever seen a transformation picture, like a celebrity, like, oh, this is what he looked like before, and then he got on like crack or something, and you swipe left, and you see he look like terrible now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to avoid the swipe. I'm trying to look young. So forever, you know what I mean? So to do that, I'm gonna have to use some of these natural products, because a lot of the products you get that white people use have a lot of chemicals in them and stuff like that. Not all white people, you know, some people do natural stuff. But now, yeah, like to moisturize my face and stuff, I try to use those products and not use as many chemicals on my skin, because I don't want to swipe, you know what I mean? So.
But for y'all, so like some challenges that we face, because y'all know us, like we don't view each other as a different race. Like when I look at Evan, I don't think like, oh my god, he's different from me. Yeah. But we do come across some challenges. Like I'll know like, okay, I do date a white guy, not a Black guy, because like I've noticed whenever I go out, somebody always has to talk to me. Every time somebody talks to me, it deals something with race. Like race always has to come up. Like, oh, you did it. I can't just say I have a boyfriend. It's like, oh, you have a white boyfriend. Your boyfriend's white, or you just like white guys. Like because of like Evan, it's like they think all I do is like white guys.
Or even my friends, like people always turn it into a race thing, kind of like, for example, I know if I'm like with my friends or something and just we having a conversation, like we speaking to these people that I don't really know, and then my friends, like, they might ask me about my life, whatever, and I say, oh yeah, like I have a girlfriend, and then my friends be like, yeah, he dates a black girl, like this and that, like, you know what I mean? So it's like people kind of make it into a, or I notice a lot more times people say that, can't just say girlfriend, gotta say black girlfriend, you know what I mean? But
Definitely.
people just make it into something kind of, yeah, so basically, you know what I'm saying, that's not a challenge at all, anything. I'm just saying, you notice it a lot more, like things that people say.
I think another thing a lot of people want to know about us is like when we have kids, like are we scared that they're going to be mistreated, or how are we going to identify them, like how are we going to...
I mean, of course, like I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I know like they'll experience certain things, and I know like society has different ways of like stereotyping people, and I know it can go either way. I know if they have a darker complexion, or even if they have like a, I don't know, regardless, like I know a lot of white people will be like, oh, if like you have one drop of black, you're black. You know
Black
what I
people
mean?
too.
And then so I know when they say they're mixed, like I know I've heard stories about some people teachers telling their kids like you need to choose like either black or white, but it's like how could you choose when you're both? You know what I mean? Like people act like you have to be one thing, or like it's wrong to be more than one when it's not.
Yeah, it's weird.
And at the end of the day, they're mixed. You know, I don't know. I know society's so segregated. Like I know hopefully it could be better by the time we grow up. I mean, by the time they're growing up. But I know like in our high school is very segregated.
We had
like,
mixed kids in our high school.
Yeah.
And they were either black or white.
But it's like they chose a side. It's like, and it shouldn't have to be like that. But it's like they have this one mixed boy, and it's like, oh, he hangs with the black people. They have this one mixed boy, he hangs with the white people. So they consider this one black and this one white. They just kind of like stereotype him by who he hangs out with. But I hope people don't try to stereotype them by who they hang out with, things like that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, like to answer people's questions, like our kids at home, like I'm just gonna say you're mixed, you mulatto. Like I'm not gonna say yeah you black, yeah you white, because they're both. And I know it goes off of like how they look, but like obviously day, I'm black and Evan's white, so that's 50% black, 50% white. There's no like no you're black, that's taking away him. And if they look more white than black, they can't just be white because then I'm black, you know. Yeah. But then they're gonna know they're mixed, and I'm not gonna just call them one race because they're not just one race, they're two, they're both. Because like a lot of people will be like, well, no girl, you're black, but it's like, okay, what about that white parent? Yeah. So like, what does that mean? They're white too?
I just think you have
to mix.
I think you have to raise them differently. Like I know, as an example, like I know if you're in a black family, the way you talk to your children about police officers is a conversation that you have to have, and you don't have to have that conversation in a white family. Mm-mm. But I know raising mixed children, I may, like, even though I've never been through that, you know what I mean, I may have to tell my son like this, or my daughter, whoever, like this is, you know, this is how it is, like, and you need to understand this, because the police may look at them and just see a black person, or they may look at them and just see, you know, you never know how somebody's gonna look at you. So
yeah, that's definitely. And when I say like, oh, I'm gonna tell them they're mixed, I'm still gonna be aware and know what's going on in the world, but I want them to know like you're mixed because your mom's black, your dad's white. But people are gonna judge you, and they're gonna treat you in ways that I've never really been treated before. I don't know how mixed kids get treated.
I just know we get a lot of questions, both of us, like people telling us like, oh, there's this person I like, but they're the opposite race, you know, what is it worth it, stuff like that, or my parents don't really think it's okay, like what should I do, things like that. But at the end of the day, like there's definitely going to be pros and cons, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you think that person is right for you, then you think that person is right for you.
Yeah, and honestly, like whenever y'all DM me like, oh, is it worth it, sometimes I laugh because it's like, do you like them? And it's like, yeah, well then date them. Like, there's not like,
like people make it more complicated than it is, but then you have to understand.
But I understand like some people's parents, you know, like I know our parents, like I don't know how it would be if my parents weren't okay with that, or Evan. Like I really don't know. But I know at the end of the day, you love who you love, and like as long as they treat you good and you love them, that's all that matters. And they're still a person, because as a Christian, when I see Evan, he's a human being. In this world, in society, yeah, he's a white man and I'm black. But since I'm a Christian, I don't see Evan as like a white man and what happened back in the day and suppressors and stuff like that. I see a person Because God made all of us. He didn't just make black people, and He didn't just make white people. He made everybody. Asian. There's so many different types of people, and
I just think no matter
what, you have to do what you want to do, and even if somebody doesn't agree with it, that's on them. And like, would you rather be with somebody your same race and not be happy, or be with somebody a different race and you and be happy? Like, if you love somebody and they're different race, do it. Because don't settle just because you just want to be a black person because that's what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't really love them, they treating you bad, now you're just lonely. Your mom's not gonna be dating them, you are. So it doesn't matter.
I just believe communication is key in a relationship, because no matter what relationship you're in, but especially in an interracial relationship, because for example, a lot of people, like I see some interracial couples and they just act like the cultural barrier doesn't exist, like they kind of just ignore it. But I know, like, as a white man, I don't experience the things that black people do. Sometimes in relationships, the white person might just be like, oh, like they might just act like it doesn't exist. But I know that I don't have firsthand experience to the things that Jory does. I know that we communicate about it, and I'd be as understanding as possible. I just know, like, it took learning, it took understanding, and it took trust, you know what I mean? Because a lot of, and I hate to say it, but a lot of white people in society, like, believe racism don't exist, or like when black people tell them things, they're like, oh, that's not true, like they like talk under their breath and stuff like that. But no, it is. And when somebody that you love goes through that, you definitely need to communicate. You definitely need to understand. One big thing about dating a black woman, I know some black men might be like, oh, like he can't take care of you, he can't, you know, he doesn't, you need a strong black man to take care of you, stuff like that. Because white people don't, it's like we're not built the same as black people. We don't have the same instincts, because we haven't been through what y'all been through. We put y'all through what y'all went through, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, you just need to communicate.
And you know what's crazy? Like, since we've been together, like, you always knew racism was a thing, but I feel like as soon as you start dating me, your eyes even open and you see other things going on. So it's like you stand with me and like we're fighting it together. And since like you are white or whatever, and you have white privileges, whatever, so when you see it, it's like you can stand against it and you're like, like this ain't right. Because there were white people who stood with Martin Luther King and they helped out and they saw that, and it's like when we all come together and fight, it's like better than, oh yeah, you don't understand, so you can't help, or you can't.
To me, it's just, I feel like a lot of society puts it under the rug, or they be like, oh, like a lot of times when you ask racist people about being racist, they say that they don't see color. Oh, yeah. But it's like, no,
you have to.
Everybody sees color, but you have to, because stereotypes are driven into all of our minds, I believe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like you see color, but then you have to overcome that.
Yeah, and when I say like, and like, I don't want nobody confused. Like when I say I don't, like when I look at him, I don't see color. That means like, when I look at him, I'm not literally
I don't
like,
care.
You're a white man. Like I know, obviously, duh. Like obvious, like I know that. But when I say I don't see it, when I say I don't see it, I mean like with our relationship, like it's not like wake up, I'm like, I'm dating a white guy. Like I'm not thinking about it 24/7. I know he's white. So when I look at him, it's just somebody that I love. Yeah. Like you're just my boyfriend. But obviously, I see that I know he's white.
If you
I know
truly
he goes
say
through different things.
If you say that you don't, if you say that you don't see color, then you don't see racism. Because when I see Jory, I see somebody that I love, but I recognize that people are treating her different than they would a white girl. You know what I mean? So I have to, I see that, I recognize that, and I have to do certain things about that. You know what I mean? So I don't really agree with that statement that you don't see color, because everybody does. When you look at somebody, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just at the end of the day, you see it and you have to overcome that.
And you know what I think too? Like, me and Evan being together does more good than it does harm. And it's like, some people really think us being together is like harmful. It's like, but honestly, we're bringing people together. Yeah. Like, even though my family's not racist, Evan's family's not racist, but they're still human at the end of the day. I know they'll have stereotypes. I know they'll be, think certain mind frames. But I know as soon as, if God willing, like if we get married and we have kids and we have grandkids, if somebody in my family doesn't, there's like prejudice to white people, when they see their grandchild or like cousin or niece or nephew or whatever, and they have white in them, they're just gonna love them. They're just gonna have love for them. And same with Evan's family. If our kids look more black than mixed or whatever, their eyes will probably be more open. Like, the world can treat you differently. I don't want this to happen. Like it's like where more people can be woke. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. Even though, like, I don't, our family's not racist or anything, but, like, it can open their eyes like, oh shoot, you could get treated, you might get treated differently.
I think another thing that I see in interracial relationships a lot is people conform to one side. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of times, like say you have an interracial couple and they just like they pick a side and they stick with it. Like you'll have a black person that acts like
nice white and act bad.
Yeah, you can't act a race, but you know what I mean. They just act like their black culture doesn't exist and they just conform to white. Or you have the opposite. I know people that are black and I guess pretend that they're white, but then at the end of the day, if a police pull you over, he not gonna see that pretendness. He gonna see you for who, you know what I mean? So I believe you can't do that. I see the opposite. I see people that are white that pretend they're black, but at the end of the day, if the police pull you over, he not gonna think nothing of, he just gonna see a white man. He not gonna see, somebody pretending to be black. I feel like that's what's good about our relationship is we are who we are. And people tell me all the time like, oh, Evan's basically black because he dates a black girl. But then people tell Jory, and then people tell Jory, oh, Jory's basically white because she dates a white guy. But it's like, if Jory white and I'm black, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. People just... Like,
some people even in our comments have said, it's funny because she is white and he is black. But it's like, what are we...
Yeah. I don't know. What? It's just a lot.
I think it's just...
You have to be who you are.
People can accept things just the way they are. We have to categorize something. We have to put something in a category. And if we don't, like if something's just there, people get anxious and they're like, no. She acts white and that's why she picked him. He
you don't have to categorize.
But that doesn't even make... You don't have
to. And people think when they date the opposite race, they're giving something up.
No.
Like you don't have to give anything up. Like Jory can bring all of her everything black about Jory.
Y'all see me with a different hairstyle every single time this video.
I mean, yeah, like she could bring that into this relationship.
Evan can bring his rock and roll unseasoned food anytime he wants. Evan, y'all already know Evan know how to put season. That is a stereotype. That was a joke. That is a joke. He don't even like rock music. But my thing is too.
I used to.
I think.
I do. I like it.
But you know what I hate?
I like some
people
rock.
People put category, like I said, they put labels and stuff. Like I know a lot of black people who like rock. Like it's like if you're black, you have to like rap and you like to like fried chicken and you have to like this and that and this and that and you have to wear a wig. There are some black girls that don't, and like me wearing wigs is not me being black. That's just what I like to do. Who cares? Just be you. Like just love what you're doing. We just want to spread love on this channel and like want everybody.
We want to be us. We don't want to be a stereotype.
I don't want to be a stereotype. I'm cute regardless. Whether you think I act white, or you think I act black, or you think I act Asian or Puerto Rican, I don't care. I hope I act like all the things because I'm cute. And I lived in Japan for 3 years, so I must act Japanese, and that's okay.
Next video, you're gonna see chopsticks in Jory hair.
Boy, get the
look, y'all.
No. But yes, y'all, this video's all over the place, but
it is. But we hope you enjoyed what we said. You know what I mean? Just pay attention and listen.
If you want, pay attention and listen.
Don't miss nothing.
If you want us to talk more about like anything we said, or if you have any questions about anything
DM us on Instagram.
DM us, comment like y'all need a part 2. Y'all need to dive in deeper about how y'all feel about this or that or whatever.
Definitely.
So we love you, JE fam. Thank you for 30K. Road to 100K. We love y'all so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all later. Bye.